Reincarnation came, everything changed.
Without wasting time on unnecessary introductions, we immediately start the video with Karma: The Dark World, a first-person psychological horror game set in a dystopian world dominated by the Leviathan Corporation. The game takes place in the year 1984 in East Germany and promises an intense and engaging experience where nothing is exactly as it seems. In the game, you take on the role of an investigative officer desperately searching for traces of your lost memories. The plot unfolds in a bizarre environment that changes randomly, creating an atmosphere of suspense and uncertainty. The player must always be alert, as monsters and strange sounds can appear at any moment. The narrative is inspired by George Orwell's work 1984, and the game is described as a mix of layers of fear and little nightmares, promising a disturbing and uncomfortable experience.
You.
Next on the list is Fractured Mind, a game developed by Acid that promises to offer a unique and engaging experience. The game is described as a blend of psychological horror and adventure elements where players explore a deep and intriguing narrative. The story of Fractured Mind revolves around themes such as mental health and reality perception. Players take on the role of a protagonist facing emotional and psychological challenges while navigating dark and distorted environments that reflect their internal struggles. The game combines exploration, puzzle solving, and survival elements. Players must interact with the environment and collect items that help unravel the story and overcome obstacles along the way. The atmosphere is intensified by stunning graphics that contribute to immersion in the narrative. Astropulse: Reincarnation is a new third-person shooter game with RPG elements developed by Imaginary Studios, led by Wei Wang, a former Blizzard artist. The game is set in a future devastated by war, where Earth's biological evolution has been drastically altered by a meteorite impact. The plot of Astropulse is described as an epic science fiction saga spanning billions of years. The story revolves around a mysterious cosmic energy known as Astropulse, which reached Earth through a meteorite 250 million years ago. In addition to the game, Wei Wang's team plans to expand the Astropulse universe through short films, comics, and graphic novels. The game is being developed in Unreal Engine 5. The project is considered ambitious and aims to create a rich and immersive experience for players. The combination of shooting and RPG elements in a science fiction setting promises to attract both action game fans and those who appreciate deep and well-crafted stories.
The time for reckoning is now.
Empire of the Ants is a strategy game set to be released in 2024 for PC and consoles, including Xbox and PlayStation. The game is based on Bernard Werber's famous book series and promises an immersive experience in the microscopic world of ants. Players take on the role of ant number 103,683, leading their colony on a mission to thrive in a challenging environment. Gameplay involves exploration, strategy, and tactical battles, where players must form alliances with local wildlife to overcome obstacles. The game also features scalable difficulty, allowing both newcomers and veterans to find challenges suitable for their skill level. Developed in Unreal Engine 5, Empire of the Ants offers a photorealistic environment, including a detailed forest where players can explore various habitats. Interaction with the local fauna and other insects will be a crucial part of the experience, allowing players to engage in strategic battles and form unexpected alliances. Greedfall 2: The Dying World is the sequel to the acclaimed action RPG Greedfall, released in 2019. The game is expected to be launched in early access on September 24, 2024 for PC, with versions for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series planned for 2025. The story is set 3 years before the events of the first game. Players will take on the role of a native of the island of Tir Frady, who is exiled and taken to the war-torn continent plagued by the Malachor. The game promises to explore the old continent, including regions like Thynia and Euxantis, offering a rich narrative focusing on player choices. It will maintain the strong narrative focus that characterized the first title, where player decisions directly influence the story. Additionally, Greedfall 2 will introduce a new combat system with a more tactical and fluid approach, providing a dynamic gaming experience. Slitterhead is a horror and action game developed by Bokeh Game Studio, founded by Keiichiro Toyama, the creator of Silent Hill. The game was announced during the Game Awards 2021 and promises to deliver a horror-rich experience set in a Japanese city filled with monstrous creatures known as Slitterheads, who disguise themselves as humans. Slitterhead will focus on action and survival. Players will aim to eliminate the monsters infesting the city using a variety of weapons and abilities. The game will introduce unique mechanics like body swapping, allowing players to acquire special attributes to face the threats. Moreover, the game pledges a diversity of enemies and a choice-based system, aiming to revive the atmosphere of classic horror games with a strong emphasis on setting a tense and fearful ambiance. Developers have focused on creating bizarre and horrifying monsters that are central to the experience. Thorgal is being developed by the Polish studio Mighty Koi, founded in 2022. This title is based on the famous comic book series created by Grzegorz Rosinski and John van Hamme, following the adventures of the Viking Thorgal Egirsson. The comic series is highly popular, published since 1977, translated into 18 languages, with over 20 million copies sold. Thorgal is an action-adventure game with RPG elements. Players will assume the role of Thorgal, who must confront enemies ranging from humans to Norse gods while protecting his family. The game promises to include a variety of typical RPG tasks, along with battles against dangerous monsters and bandits. Developed using Unreal Engine 5, the game guarantees stunning graphics and an immersive experience. The game's locations will be vast and meticulously crafted, allowing players to explore the rich and detailed world known to comic fans. Unknown 9 Awakening is a narrative action-adventure game developed by Reflector Entertainment and published by Bandai Namco. The release is scheduled for winter 2024, available on various platforms including PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series. Players take on the role of Haruna, a young quester with the ability to access a mysterious dimension called Umbral. Her mission involves seeking hidden knowledge and battling a secret society with hostile intentions. Haruna seeks to avenge her mentor's death, and throughout the game, players can master Umbral powers, enabling unique gameplay including controlling enemies and dodging attacks. The game promises an engaging experience, blending action elements with a rich narrative. Players can explore a world full of mysteries and twists, incorporating enemy incorporation, offering a variety of gameplay styles, along with abilities like dematerialization and energy release.
Consequences.
Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 has been officially announced and is set to be released in 2025. The game will be available for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series. This sequel promises to be twice the size of the original game, providing an expanded experience in the 15th century Bohemian world in Central Europe. Players will reprise the role of Henry, an ordinary man entangled in a plot of revenge and betrayal. The narrative will be deeper and more cinematic, featuring over 5 hours of cutscenes. Combat will be revamped for accessibility, while maintaining the authenticity of medieval martial arts. The game will also include beasts and primitive firearms, reflecting the era when gunpowder began to be used in Europe. Players can explore a vast rural area, interact with peasants and nobles, and immerse themselves in cities, taverns, and castles.
I wake up to a little bit of drool on my
Dune Awakening is a survival game set on the vast and desert planet Arrakis, known from the Dune universe. Developed by Funcom, the game was announced during Gamescom 2022 and promises to be an open-world MMO focusing on survival in a hostile environment, abundant in valuable resources, but severely lacking in water. The game combines survival game elements with typical MMO social interactivity, allowing thousands of players to share the same world. Players must adapt to Arrakis's harsh conditions, facing challenges like giant sandworms and the struggle for limited resources. The game offers a variety of combat, exploration, and building mechanics. Players can construct their bases protected by shields to fend off massive player attacks. Additionally, flying with ornithopters, one of the iconic ships in the Dune universe, will be possible. The Night Wanderer is a game developed by the Polish studio Mighty Koi, founded in 2022. This title is a Souls-like RPG combining elements of science fiction and dark fantasy, inspired by the book series Lord of the Ice Garden. The game is set on a planet called Midgard, inhabited by alien creatures and surrounded by a radiation field that prevents the use of advanced technologies. The protagonist, a mercenary named Vuko Drakanen, must face challenges using traditional combat methods like sword, shield, and armor, despite having access to superior technology outside the planet. Midgard's setting is described as similar to Scandinavia, where the Vikings lived, suggesting a rich cultural and visual atmosphere. The game promises engaging gameplay with a dynamic and innovative combat system, along with Metroidvania-style level design. Mighty Koi is developing The Night Wanderer using Unreal Engine 5, incorporating technologies like photogrammetry and artificial intelligence to create a stunning visual experience. That's the list. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.
Told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why